Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Jeannie and it's Genius Signatures again. So today I'll be making this beautiful crop top and a palazzo trouser, a wide-legged palazzo trouser. So this came out very beautiful. My client was looking pem in it. So if you want to watch this, or if this is what you're interested in watching, please kindly watch till the end. And as you're watching, please don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and don't forget to give this video a huge comment, beautiful comment. Thank you all. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comment section. So without wasting time, let's get right over to that cotton table. Yeah. So thank you to all my beautiful subscribers. You all are. I really appreciate every one of you. Thank you all, and God bless you. So without wasting further time, let's get right over to the cotton table. So I'll be cutting the trouser part first before the top, yeah. So for the trouser, I'll be folding my fabric into two, and folding into two, just divide your tie measurement by two and then add 1 inch sewing allowance, yeah. So that should get what you need on fold. And now I'm going to be making use of a 2 inches band, so that is why I placed my tape like so on the table, just for you to know that that will be for the 2 inches. And then I'll be getting the length of my trouser. The length of my trouser is 40 inches. I'll adding 2 inches to that. That will give me 42 inches, because I'll be folding the lower part 1.5 inches, and then the half inch will be used to join the band to the waist area. So that's why I made the total of 2 inches, yeah. So now the first line I'll be marking now, I just like ruled out that line there because it has this edge of the cloth numbers or something like that, so that will not be good appearing on the waist area, so I really need to trim that off. So that's why I marked half an inch off like so, and then placed my 2 inches like that. So now I just want to like get the length of the trouser again and then add the 2 inches sewing allowance. So I haven't gotten that. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is just put in mind when taking all your measurements that you need to place the 2 inches off the waist area that is above the table like so. Just you can see the way I placed it on the table like so, on that line that I marked. So the first line I'll be marking will be my waist to my hip measurement. So for my client, the waist to my client's hip measurement is 9 inches, but I'll be marking 9.5 inches because by the time I had the waist to the band, it will go back to 9 inches. So I marked 9.5 inches right there. And then the next thing that I'll be marking now, placing the 2 inches into consideration as well, is to get my crotch depth. And in order for you to determine your crotch depth, just divide your hip measurement by 4 and then you get that. Preferably, or alternatively, you can just take your client's measurement while seated on a flat surfaced chair. So I've always used this hip measurement and it has always worked. So just divide your hip measurement by 4 and then whatever you get should be your neck. So to that I'll be adding 1 inch sewing allowance because I want that place to be a little bit free. I don't want it to be too tight fitted. So I'll be ruling that out on a straight line like so. So we have our hip line and then we have our crotch depth. And of course the first line is automatically our waist line. So right there on the waist to the hip line, I'll be dividing my hip by 4 and then I'll be marking that. I'll mark that on the crotch depth as well, and then I'll come to the waist area and then I'll mark that as well on the waist line. So I'll be drawing this line out, ruling it out on a straight line. And so the next thing is for us to get our crotch curve, yeah. In order to get our crotch curve, I'll just be dividing that my hip line. I'll be dividing that what I have there by 4 inches. You can see where I placed my tape. So the distance between this line and that line, that is my hip measurement, I'll divide it into 4, and whatever I have is what I'll be marking as my crotch extension. So that was what I was trying to divide right there with my tape, of course. And so I got 2.3, I believe. So that is what I just marked there. So that will just be my crotch curve. And then I went up by 1 inch, and then I'll be curving it from that my hip curve, and then I'll curve it to meet that 2.3 that I marked, just like so. So that is my crotch curve. And so the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to get our thigh measurement. And to do that, I'll just be coming down by 3 inches from my crotch depth. Just come down by 3 inches. It's usually between 3.5 inches from our crotch to get your thigh. Yeah. So I'll just be rolling that out on a straight line. And right there on that line, I'll be getting the middle part of my crotch curve. You can see what I did like that. So you're going to be get the middle points. So I divided that like so, and then I'll be bringing that low to the lower part on the thigh measurement, or lap. You can call it thigh or lap. So just get the middle point. That is all we need. So that middle part, I'll just bring it and then mark it there like so, just to get the middle points. And then you rule out a straight line to divide it into two. And so that is what we have. So now I'm going to be taking my thigh measurement. My client's thigh measurement is 28 inches. So when you divide that into two, that should give us 14 inches. And when you now divide that 14 inches into two, you have 7 inches. So I'm going to be placing 7 on this side and of course 7 on that side respectively. So that means we have 14 right there. So this is for the front. So for the back as well will also be 14. So that will give us a total of 28 inches. I believe you understand me. So I'm just going to be connecting it like so, because it got to the extreme end of the folded fabric like so. And then from this crotch curve, I'll just connect my thigh measurement to meet that. Please note that I'm not adding any sewing allowances to this front piece. I'll be adding all my sewing allowances to the back piece. So I'll be rolling that from that thigh measurement straight down to the length of the trouser. And then before doing that, let me go over to my waist area. So I'm just going to be placing my waist measurement divided by 4. So you just place your waist measurement divided by 4. You add 1 inch for that, and that will be it. And then you connect from there to meet your hip line. So now if you feel like you don't want your waist to be too tight fitted, you can just leave the hip measurement on the waistline, and then that is if you want to make use of a rope on the waist area. But for this kind of trouser, it's always good to make use of your band. The band is always better. So I just connected that, and then I'll roll it all the way down, and then I'll be cutting it out. So we're basically through with the front part of the trouser. So right here on the waistline, I was just trying to slant the waist to give it that perfect fitting that it gives in the front. Even though when I'm cutting it, I would not be cutting it out right now. I'll be cutting it out after I must have cut out the back piece. So we're basically through. That's me trying to get the dart, how to get your dart. You can just get the middle point of your waist, and then you come down by the inches you would want to use for your dart, and then you take in your darts. Alternatively, you can use your nipple to nipple your bust band measurement for that. So I'm just going to be cutting that out of camera, which I just did, and then I folded my fabric again into two in order for us to cut out the back piece. Now please note that for the back piece you need some spaces at the upper part and then the sides as well, because this is where I'll be adding all my sewing allowances. I didn't add it to the front. So right there on the waist area, I'll be coming in by 2 inches. If you have been watching my tutorial on trousers, you should be used to this method by now. And then I'll go up by 2 inches as well. So for that 2 inches that I came off with, I'll be extending it right on this side, and then I'll be slanting it to meet it like so. And when slanting, please always ensure that it kisses that edge where you extended the 2 inches from. I believe you understand what I just said. Yeah. So just connect it like so. So we have our back raised because of our bum. So now, so I just raised that 2 inches as well. So you can see what I have there. So now right there on the side seams, I'll be adding 2 inches all the way from that hip area, from the waist to the hip, and then the length of the trouser. I'll be adding 2 inches all the way down. So this is going to be serving as my sewing allowances. So I'll just be connecting that all the way down. So that's what I was just marking right there because the camera couldn't capture the length. And so yes, so I'm through with that side. So I will just be coming to the crotch part so that we'll do all the necessary adjustments needed for that as well. So for the crotch part, I'll just come to that crotch part and then I'll come down by half an inch and then of course extend my crotch by 2 inches. And then I'll roll that out just to show the crotch extension. And right here on the waist area that went up by 2 inches, I'll just roll this line a little bit down. Then I'm going to be using my free hand to curve my crotch curve extension to meet that I extended. I believe you understand me. So by the time you do your trouser like this, oh my god, you're going to be seeing that it's going to be sitting perfectly on your waist area. And now we're adding my zipper at the back. I don't want to add it by the sides, so I'll just be making use of 1 inch for my zipper, and then I'll be coming down by the inches of let's say 7 inches. That is what I'll be making use of. The depth for the zipper, just that side, so I'll just mark out 1 inch like so. So that's my zipper allowance. And so for the side, I'll just slant it to enter the side, the seam right there like so. Just slant it in like so, because I've already added the sewing allowance to the sides. So now just cut this out. So we're basically through with our trouser. So if you have watched up to this level, please kindly hit the subscribe button, kindly like, and kindly share. Thank you. So I'm cutting the sides as you can see, and then I'll cut it up to the waist area like so, and then I'll be cutting from this side as well like so, and then I'll cut the crotch extension. And then I'll be cutting the zipper allowance like so. And voila, we're through. So this is our zipper. So now we have both our back and then our front pieces. So for that front waist area that I came down with by half an inch, this is the time I'll be cutting that out. And so this is what we have. That's the back, And then this is the front piece. So now we're getting over to cutting off the top, the upper parts. So this is just like cutting a basic bodice, yeah. So I'll be leaving that in a fast forward mode so that it will not be too lengthy. So I'm going to be cutting the front and the back together. I just got my shoulder measurement, then my armhole. The length of this crop top was 19 inches, so my client does not want her stomach showing. So I just did my shoulder slopes, added my half an inch on the shoulder, and then carved out my armhole curves, did my bust measurement divided by 4, and of course I used my waist measurement as the waist measurement. If it were to be other crop tops that I did previously, I made use of the bust measurement. So if you want it tight like the one on the thumbnail, you should just make use of your waist measurement so that it will be fitted and it will look beautiful. And then you can add a zipper so that it will be easy for you to wear, because without the zipper you can't wear it. It will be difficult for you to wear it. So for the neck depth, I made use of 3.5 inches. Then for the back depth, I made use of 1 inch, and then the front depth, I made use of 4 inches. So I'm just basically cutting this out. It's very easy. So I'll cut out the back armhole first, and then the necklines first before adjusting the front. So I'm just trying to cut out the zipper bulginess for the zipper at the back, so avoid bulginess at the back. And so we're basically through with that. So for the front, I'll just adjust the armhole and then the neckline respectively. And we're through. So I'll be going off camera to cut out the linings, which I've done, and I've even turned it out with my linings. As you can see, I turned everything out, and then I'll be adding a zipper like I just showed now. I'll be doing that off camera. And this is the trouser part. I added lining from the waist to the below the hip line because I was with my client wanted. I fixed the pockets as at this point, and this is the band I'd gone ahead to iron my bands, and then I'll be fixing them respectively as well. So as at this point, the trouser was 100% ready. I had finished joining everything. I've added my pockets, I've added the zipper at the back, and it's all looking peng peng peng. You can see how beautiful and how neat it looks. So this is the zipper. I was just trying to open it up for you to see. It's looking very beautiful. So this is the trouser, and then for the crop top, I've gone ahead to do the crop top as well, and I've attached a basic sleeve to that. Well, so you can see how it looks. It's looking very beautiful and cute. As you saw in the thumbnail, it looked very, very beautiful. So if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, please kindly subscribe, kindly like, kindly share, kindly leave beautiful comments, and kindly watch out for my next tutorials. So as always, it is Genius Signatures, and I'm signing out. See you all on my next tutorial. Bye, and God bless.